Hi Virgo, welcome and welcome back to Heretic Owl Tarot. We're just doing our mid-month check-in, being nosy, seeing what's going on. My dog has been going crazy. This is like the third time that this is the third time that I am trying to make your video. That's so funny. I literally had to take his bone away. Poor guy. I gave him a treat. Anyway, so how are you? How is March going for you? Tell me absolutely everything. As always, we're just going to kind of cleanse the air, cleanse the energy. If there's anything that you would like to have cleansed, any thoughts, patterns, behaviors, people, annoyances, throw it in the bowl. We'll get that taken care of for you. And as always, I'm going to do this 3 times. Here we go. Beautiful. Good opportunity to take a couple deep breaths there too. And honestly, I really should mention that. So thank you for bringing that to my awareness. Still going crazy. I usually, like for myself, I'll take a big inhale in, like right after I hit that. And then, you know, it's kind of like perfect because then, you know, the exhale is kind of when it's starting to wind down. So, so yeah, it's just, a good reminder to take some conscious breaths, right? Just intentional almost. So, like I said, we are talking about mid-March. And I guess I can kind of probably just skip my little spiel, but it's funny because with this deck, we're using the Modern Spellcaster's Tarot for this round. And I keep being reminded to introduce the deck. So I don't know, that's just kind of funny. But we already have the Magician out here. So, and then the 3 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. There seems to be like some sort of, like something that you have been trying to manifest. It looks like it's kind of come into focus. You know, the Magician talks about kind of using all of the tools that you have available to you to make shit happen. And everything in between, you know, like you have all of the stuff that you need. Like there's the cups, there's the pentacles, there's the swords, there's the wands, right? So you have all of the elements, and then, you know, as above, so below. So, you know, you're calling in, the energy from the ethers, but you're also grounding it into the physical 3D world. There's a snake down here that's shedding its skin. So, you know, there's some sort of growth, some sort of transformation that's taking place. And this is a card immediately after the Fool card, right? So with the Fool card, that's when you make the decision to kind of take the leap. You make the decision to trust the unknown. And the Magician is when you start kind of formulating and plotting and planning and how am I going to do this, right? Like, but then again, it's this recognition that you have everything that you need. I want to look up this because I am not... I haven't quite memorized Mercury. That's who I thought it was. I didn't want to say it and be wrong. And you might not even be able to tell. But, there's this Mercury symbol down here. And Mercury is ruled by Gemini. Oop. Interesting. Interesting, because, you know, I wanted to kind of look up the meaning of Mercury. Like I said, I'm still working on the astrology side of things, going very slowly. But I love when, you know, like I can kind of look it up in the moment, because I learn better this way. So anyway, no shame. So anyway, you know, the planet Mercury is, the closest, I think, isn't it, like the closest planet to the sun, right? So, it goes around the sun even faster than Earth does, right? So it's a kind of a faster moving planet. And then of course, you know, there's Mercury retrograde. And I can't even tell you like when there's a Mercury retrograde coming up. But Mercury is also the planet of communication, right? So this could even just be that there has been some sort of communication that has sparked something to happen, you know, like kind of quickly. And the Three of Cups talks about celebration. But this is, you know, like kind of celebrating, it's sharing in celebration. So this can be your friends, this can be your family, this could be work. This could just be like some sort of support group that you have, because this guy, the way that it looks is like he's kind of just falling backwards. I mean, his eyes are closed, and it kind of seems like these two people, you know, that are kind of next to him on either side of him are there more for like support. Interesting. But nonetheless, right, like the Three of Cups is some sort of, it's a celebration. The cups talk about our emotions, right? So it's something that we're feeling good about. We have the Three of Swords. I've done this every reading. It's interesting. We have 2, 3 cards. There seems to be something shifting here for you. And again, you know, this could be something that you have been working on for a period of time, trying to manifest. It doesn't even have to be something that you've been working on. You know, it could be something that you decided that you wanted to go for, or you wanted to kind of bring into your reality, and boom, it showed up, right? Like it can be that fast. But there's like success here. And the only reason why I'm saying that you know, this could be something that you've been working on for some time, is because we have this Three of Swords here, which talks about disappointment and rejection. You know, the Three of Swords always has three swords going through a heart. So it talks about heartbreak, but the swords deal with our thoughts, right? So it's how that disappointment lives in our brain. And it's, you know, the swords have to do with our egos also, because the ego lives in our mind and our thoughts, right? The swords deal with our thoughts and our intellect, you know, just how we're perceiving our realities. So, you know, there seems to be, you know, kind of the celebration that comes in the wake of this kind of disappointment and rejection. This could have something to do with your family unit. The Ten of Pentacles here talks about family, like I just said. But, you know, it's everybody's needs are being met, right? Like you have enough to share with your family. Like nobody is stressed out here. And, you know, I mean, of course that can be money. Money is just, it's energy, right? So, you know, like abundance doesn't necessarily equal money, but, you know, like it's the easiest thing to, like describe in the 3D is, you know, like to describe abundance in the form of money, right? Like it's just, it's the easiest way to do that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be money is all that I'm saying. However, in this depiction, there's all these bags of money here. There's all these bags of money over here. I mean, her basket is full. This looks like the evil eye to me. So, you know, like there's even kind of protection around the family unit. You know, like the evil eye just kind of like protects you from other people's projections of negative shit, right? You know, the Pentacles also have to do with work. So, you know, even just kind of equal reciprocity, like, you know, you may, you know, kind of finally feel like you are being compensated. Compensated appropriately for the amount of work that you do or the type of work that you do. Because, you know, like I'm all of a sudden kind of getting this feeling like, you know, she might have just kind of been to this, this place to buy vegetables from, you know, like this family. Like this may not, you know, like they may not be an actual, you know, kind of couple. He may just be working there, right? Like I'm kind of, you know, like there's a lot of assumptions being made. But, you know, I mean, of course it can go kind of, it can go, you know, kind of any which way that would fit, I guess, your situation. We have the Sun card after that. You know, I mean, the Sun card, any type of good emotion that you can think of is the Sun card. The Sun also, you know, talks about rejuvenation, and it's the life force, right? So even just kind of like breathing life back into your actual being, like, you know, just kind of feeling alive again. Feeling good about, you know, kind of your situation, where you're going. Again, you know, it kind of looks like she's been, you know, like putting in some work here, making yarn. There's these two children here. So again, like, you know, just kind of getting this feeling about family to some degree. This could also be like inner child work. Like, you know, this could be very kind of personal, like very internal for you. Like, you know, just kind of turning a new stone, or what's the saying? Like, you know, just kind of turning the corner and like, you know, kind of deciding, like really kind of manifesting who you actually are, like authentically, right? Like, again, just kind of like without everybody else's opinions and expectations and stuff, like at the core, who are you? And then again, you know, the just kind of this journey of, you know, like celebration and letting go of all these expectations and rejections and disappointment, and, you know, really just kind of feeling at home with yourself, right? And just, you know, like kind of feeling like how good that feels to be able to kind of like fully express yourself to the world. And then we have the Hanged Man. Again, like the kind of this feeling of like, this has been something that's been going on for some time. It could have been causing some sort of delay. Generally, the Hanged Man is like hanging upside down from one foot. They don't really look like stressed out. It's kind of willful almost. Like, you know, it talks about enlightenment also, you know, seeing things from a different perspective. But in this depiction, it doesn't necessarily look like they're there willfully, right? Like, this is kind of like the powers that be are going to wrap you up until you either learn a lesson or you see things from the perspective that they're meant to be seen from. And that's divine truth, right? But, you know, I mean, you can see like this person is kind of like sewn in here, and then there's all these straps on top of them. I mean, granted, their hands aren't necessarily bound, but how are you going to get out of all that, right? So, you know, this is just kind of maybe something that you've just kind of felt, again, like you have been kind of forced, like quote unquote forced, or feel like you haven't necessarily had a choice. But there's success here. There's, you know, the Six of Wands is victory. So, you know, like because you were kind of kept or, you know, kind of wrapped up in here, it kind of, again, like kind of maybe even forced this sort of enlightenment and kind of forced you to see, again, like the situation in divine truth, like what is the actual truth of the situation. And really the only way to see that is, you know, to do that inner child work, do the ego work. And this is very much how that feels, you know, even just, you know, like kind of being cocooned. And then, you know, we start rebuilding. Right? Like the Page of Pentacles is, you know, kind of, it talks about like kind of training, apprenticeship. You know, it is an earth card, right? So it's very much your energy, but it's starting to rebuild, kind of slowly getting your power back. We have the Empress, which is Taurus, which is another, you know, earth card, right? You know, like just, I think there's pomegranates here, which talks about fertility. And that's, you know, like birthing opportunities into your life. That's, you know, like your needs are met. This is a very feminine card. So it's, you know, being in the flow and kind of riding the wave. So yeah, you know, I mean, there seems to be something's moving, something's changing. And even, you know, like this guy, like I said, you know, and I honestly, I've never noticed this before. And you can tell, like I've used these cards a lot. I never noticed that he's just kind of falling backwards. Like there's this surrender happening here. But it, you know, like there's protection around you. There's support, whether that's in the form of like physical people in your life, or whether that's in the form of having guides around you or guardian angels, or again, you know, kind of however you connect to those type of energies. So even, you know, like the disappointments that you've had, like, you know, it's kind of on purpose, unfortunately, because that fucking sucks. But, you know, if it's for our highest good, it'll be brought into our lives, right? Beautiful. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.